Check, check, mic check, 1, 2. Check, check, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Hobblenock Ice Arena in Pembroke, Massachusetts for this Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. We are tracking Barnstable High School tonight as they take on Marshfield, the Marshfield Rams, a couple of former divisional rivals that are now not so much, but still getting together for this one. Marshfield, an independent team. Of course, Barnstable playing in the newly formed Cape and Islands League. A couple of Section 1 teams, and we are underway. Thanks so much for being with us here in Pembroke tonight. My choice, I had the choice, was to set up here down in the Barnstable Shoots twice end. So for the first and the third periods here, that's what I'll be. And I know it's a little weird, so I don't know if it's just the way I set up the camera or what, but I don't know. Brian Fry is going to move right in for Barnstable. Yeah, there you see it. When we go end to end, it'll be a little wonky, but you're still going to see the action, I think, no problem. Fry wasn't able to get past that puck past the starting goaltender for the Marshfield Rams tonight, and that is Aiden Healy. That's the starting goaltender for Marshfield, and for the Barnstable Red Raiders, it's going to be in net Connor Higgins. First time seeing Marshfield in the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week here in the second season, and this is going to be a shot on goal. The save was made by Bryce McDonough for Marshfield. I'll try and move the phone a little bit and make it not look so tilted on that end of the ice, or maybe figure something out for the second and third periods. You're stuck with this for now. You see stands on the opposite end of the rink, but the prime area there for setup would be right at center ice, and that area has already been accounted for as far as the camera is concerned. So we have seats on both sides, and then also on the Barnstable Shoots twice end as well. So 3/4 of the rink covered by seating. First time I've been in this rink. It is cold in this rink, I will tell you that much. Behind his own net with it for Barnstable, played it out in front. This is going to go as a turnover on that play out from Will Cogswell, but Marshfield, they didn't get a shot right away, and in fact, they won't get one at all. Barnstable tried to have three guys rush out the center. They're still looking for this puck. Now they've been caught in a delayed offside, and they've got to reorganize, and it's going to be skated the other way by this Marshfield player who shoots it. And you're going to have to give me time to catch up with everybody. Andrew Guilfoyle was the shooter there, but that shot missed. And now an attempt by Marshfield to tap it along in the neutral zone didn't work out. It is skied into the Marshfield zone. Letting it go off of him was the goaltender, Healy. Got a third goalie listed on the line chart for Marshfield, but he's actually a defenseman. But they put him in the goalie category. So former goaltender. And that's Mike Rotondo, defenseman number 21. Barnstable in the offensive zone. This attempt to pass out to the point was thwarted by the stick of number 24 from Marshfield, Griffin Mudge. Love that name, M-U-D-G-E, that's a good one. Well, down getting up with the puck going right to him was Chris Cordero. And Cordero tried to walk it out, but it's going to be a turnover, and Higgins makes a save on the shot from Tim Doyle, who took it right away. And shot Doyle with this puck now. And then he gets his pocket picked. And so a couple of back-to-back turnovers here. And it's going to be sent into the Marshfield zone. Barnstable's going to get new players out onto the ice. Thanks so much to the Hobblenock Arena staff for being accommodating, setting me up on the Wi-Fi. It is a complicated password, so I'm confident nobody else is on this right now, and I think we're going to have a good signal for this one tonight. Barnstable Red Raiders wearing the red jerseys, can't miss them. Marshfield's colors, green and black. As this puck comes in from a long distance, and with the glove is Aiden Healy. First game, the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week tonight saw Nantucket beat Dennis Yarmouth by a 2-0 score. And the drive up Route 3, it was not bad at all. Not bad at all. Here on the South Shore. And they're gonna blow this dead for offside, apparently. It didn't look like offside here, but we'll get this neutral zone draw. We're here just right to the right of the Marshfield bench. And it goes into the Marshfield zone. Barnstable will try to keep it in there, but not successful in this endeavor. And good defensive effort there by Barnstable's Kevin Monaway on the press on the far side in their zone by Bryce McDonough. And as that was happening, we got another whistle here for non-penalty reasons. We're going to put another draw in neutral. Trying to settle down a couple wingers on the face-off, and they do get this puck dropped. Into the Barnstable zone. This will be passed by Marshfield's Tim Doyle to the right point, letting one fly, and that one just missed from Brady Clark. The thing about not being right at center ice is one end of the ice there's a lot less camera movement, so I don't know how much I need to do for the far end, so maybe just hold it in place so the angle isn't so awkward. One-man band, got to do it all yourself here. Marshfield looking to generate this 1-0 lead. This backhander from Tim Doyle, and feeling the need to swat that away with the goal stick was Higgins, the Barnstable goalie. This one will go out to center, and Clark for Marshfield will play it onto the teammate Tim Doyle. Now near side, Bryce McDonough ahead for number 16, Andrew Guilfoyle. And Guilfoyle now will be able to chase us down to the end boards in the Barnstable zone. Guilfoyle passes out to the point. Right point, here comes the wrister. Knocked down in front, didn't get on net from Marshfield's Charlie Kolar. Out the center. Marshfield's going to go back in here, but not going to be in for long, maybe, if Barnstable can work this out appropriately, and yes, that is the case. Very low ceiling here at Habermock Arena. The arenas, multiple. Just had a game conclude right before this one. Silver Lake and Dartmouth, and I'm not sure what the score was there. And Higgins makes a really good save on the shot from Matt Mullaney. Another try. Mullaney again. That one would not go. Behind the Barnstable net. Marshfield's buzzing here. Trying to make some magic happen. Battle for it behind. Involved with this for Marshfield is Kevin Moriarty. Cycled deep, and there's Moriarty back there. Played to the near side. And pumped back deep by Marshfield's number 14, Jake Hemingway. Marshfield keeps us in. And trying to get into the slot for a shot, Matt Mullaney, but he's got Barnstable jerseys in his way. Now finally out of the zone. And with it back in his own end, and then going back out was Tim Doyle. And ripped back into Barnstable ice. This one slips out in front off of a Marshfield stick, not intended as a pass. We keep going on here, no score, and Marshfield's had it in the Barnstable end for quite some time now. Almost at the halfway point of the first period. things quiet down here a little bit. And shot finally attempted. And Higgins is going to wind up covering up. I don't think he ever had to make a save there. A lot of whistling, but not a lot of jostling. But are we going to get something here for a penalty? Yeah, we are. Barnstable's going to get a guy sent off on a cross-checking call. This is for Barnstable number 15, Cooper O'Neill. And here is our first power play of the game. Face-off win, shot off the glass from Griffin Mudge. And it's cleared by Barnstable. Out to center go the Rams. And it's going to go wide and curled to the point where he fell was Mullaney. And it's given to Mullaney for the shot. Higgins to save on the pass from Tim Doyle. Seven minutes even remaining in the first period. 30 seconds ticked off the Marshfield power play. And it's going to be a rip. Higgins makes the save on Kevin Moriarty's shot. Barnstable will get this out to center. And then it's going to be able to slip on in. It is Dylan Huntington. Save made by Healy. Dylan Huntington with a shorthanded breakaway chance. And the large answer there from the Marshfield goaltender Healy. Power play's about halfway over for Marshfield. Marshfield, we hear them trying to urge their one player back to the bench as they get a new one off. They want to keep this man advantage. Shot's going to be blocked here, taken on the near wing by Kevin Moriarty. Barnstable's doing a good job of blocking shots. Now this one's going to go out of play for the whistle and the stoppage. This game tonight is being brought to you by Carpet Barn, Carpet One Floor and Home. The one store for your perfect floor with 3 convenient locations in Falmouth, Mashpee, and Hyannis. Your source for carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, tile, laminate, and more. Visit Carpet Barn, carpet1falmouth.com for more details or call 508-296-8189. Here comes a rip. Chris Cordero, and that one gets the glass. Big hit by Brian Fry on Tim Doyle, but it doesn't dislodge the puck from Marshfield possession. And it'll be chipped into the Barnstable zone by Nick Sorolitis. Power play down to 8 seconds and less now. One-timer from the midpoint by John Jordan missed. Shoveled along by the Barnstable player from deep in his zone, kept in at the right point by Brady Clark, and we're about to get to even strength. And now the pass is angled, and it's checked off of the stick of William Jones. Coming in now is Chris Cordero. Cordero locked up on the end boards. He swiped it along one-handed, hoping maybe for the connection to Jones, and that wasn't there. And it's cleared out to center by Marshfield. And sent back into offensive ice by Barnstable. Cordero watching as it's played along by Griffin Mudge. And now from the near corner and putting just as much air as he can underneath that one was John Jordan. So did I mention earlier that there's a low ceiling here? Man, that shot, that's a save for Higgins from Matt Mullaney's offering. Yeah, I can't believe he got just as much air as he could underneath that. That's knowing your home rink. And barely didn't touch the ceiling on that clear out by Marshfield just a moment ago. Anyway, we move on here. A shot, that's blocked. That one, the block from Michael Gallagher on the shot that was taken by Marshfield's Jay Hemingway. And an icing call here on Barnstable. .4:22 remaining in the first period, no score. Marshfield and Barnstable on a Wednesday night. Cape Cod High School hockey game of the week. Face-off win for Marshfield. They spent a lot of time in this first period in the offensive zone. And that shot from Charlie Kolar just missed. I thought that was going to find its way through. A lot of traffic in front of the Barnstable net. Connor Higgins has been good and busy here in this first period. Zipped on from Kolar to his fellow point man, now into the high slot for a shot that missed from Matt Mullaney. Mullaney bumped by Chris Cordero, doing defense on him. Squibs free, reaching for it was Bryce McDonough, but he missed. More work for Marshfield. They've dominated this first period in zone time, but they have nothing to show for it. Pass in front, oh, Higgins will spit that one away from Matt Mullaney. Set up nice and tight. Little pass from Bryce McDonough. Barnstable's going to change here in a hurry. And Brian Fry, is he going to get the penalty there for that trip on Charlie Kolar? I don't think so. Marshfield's bench, they didn't protest all that much. Now for Barnstable, it's played along by Jack Longio in his own zone. And Barnstable trying to escape this relentless Marshfield pressure. So far, they've escaped as far as not yielding any goals, but you wonder how long this is going to last. Marshfield will survive that little forechecking pressure from Barnstable. Puck won't spend long in the Barnstable zone this time. It's cleared down, and they're going to say no icing on this trip for the puck down the ice. Picked up and hesitating a moment, then launching it out is Jared Wright. Barnstable repossesses in neutral, but they turn it right back over, and we go back and forth here, and eventually this is going to be Tim Doyle. Doyle cuts to the middle, shoots low on Higgins, the save. Good cut into the slot there. Now these players do come together. Now go figure, the last time there was not even a fraction of this, and it was the part when the penalty was assessed to Cooper O'Neill. But the officials blew the whistle a lot, and now here when they actually really do come together, I don't hear once a whistle, not a one. But they still broke that up, and this faceoff comes up in the Barnstable zone. 1:51 remaining in the first period of a scoreless game between Barnstable and Marshfield. With this for Marshfield, Nick Sorlidis, he'll give it to behind the goal line, and then they attempt to get it out to the right point. Failed for John Jordan, who's going to have to go all the way back into his zone and hope to escape the pressure, and he does get it out to center successfully. And less than 90 seconds to go in this first period. It'll be tapped back to John Jordan, who quickly gives it to his defensive partner, who plays it ahead. That's Brady Clark, and now with it is Sorlidis. He'll chip it deep. First one on this behind the net for Marshfield was Griffin Mudge. Played along to the near side, and right in front of the Barnstable bench, it's kept in by Marshfield. Marshfield trying to get a payout for all the hard work they've done here in the first. Turning and ripping from the near side was Tim Doyle. Off glass. Another one comes in, and Higgins takes care of that. And Barnstable will get this out the center off of the stick of William Jones. Barnstable's going to take this opportunity to change, and Marshfield says, all right, we'll get this out of our zone, no problem because of that. This is brought in and handled by Tim Doyle. Drop back, nobody there for Marshfield. And gotten out of the zone by the Red Raiders. Near side, It's got slowed down a little bit. Michael Gallagher for Barnstable. Now slithering the other way and trying to shoot that. With first try was blocked. Second one from Matt Mulaney, and the glove save was made. Reaching out for that one to knock it away was Higgins. 10 seconds left in the period. Maybe one more try for Marshfield, maybe not. Urge to hold it was Conway for Barnstable, and one last moment for Charlie Collier to shoot from the right point. It was blocked. All right, one period of play in the books, and what a period it was for Marshfield, but they don't get anything out of it, but they spent about 80% of the first period in the offensive zone and testing Connor Higgins a number of times. Good work by Marshfield, and you think if this trend continues that it is eventually going to result in a payout for them. Meanwhile, Barnstable, they're hoping for a little bit more than what they got out of the first period. This is a good offense, but all they really got out of the first was that shorthanded breakaway attempt from Dylan Huntington, and that was a good save made for Aiden Healy. So we might be in for a bit of a goaltending matchup here tonight, and you might be okay with that. I hope you are. It's hockey, and they're not all high scorers, but we got 2 more periods to play, and we'll see if things remain the way that they are. That's why they play the game, as many people have said. All right, that's enough for me. Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week from Pembroke, Massachusetts. It is Marshfield against Barnstable. Tell you what we're going to do here for the second and third. A lot of work to make that camera look not like a weird angle from the far end. Yeah, so... Boy, I hate saying this so bluntly, but you're just going to have to put up with it for the far end of the ice. That's what we'll be doing here for this one. And this rip's going to come from Barnstable's Will Cogswell. Save was made. And somehow right there on the doorstep, William Jones couldn't put it home for Barnstable. That's how this second period starts off. This is icing on Marshfield. No score after one period of play. Marshfield had easily the better of the chances. Easy to say that in the first period. Connor Higgins making the saves to keep his team in this one. This will be played by the stick of Colby Pearsall, and now entered into the Marshfield zone offside. Oh, a roster note. I know we had this confusion with Michael Gallagher. Sorry, buddy. Second game in a row with the game against Nauset. Michael Gallagher is wearing number 18. Sam Howell is wearing number 13. I may have mentioned one or both of those names in the first period, but in reverse of what they should have been. Now this is going to be an onside play as it's dragged in by Nicholas Leone after Joe Longiel with the initial zone entry. And watch out for the fans over to the left of the Barnstable bench, as sending that way out of play was William Martone. Little hesitation move to get it out there from Jack Longiel. Longiel's in on the wing. Longiel centers and deflects off a stick and goes out of play. May have been a save there. I couldn't see it, but that sounds like what the Marshfield bench was saying, that the goaltender Aiden Healy had something to do with that. We backhanded into the Barnstable zone by Matt Delaney. Now Chris Cordero behind his net. Gets rid of it in time. It goes on to William Jones, but it's kept in by Marshfield. And chopping left point just wide of the net. Coming out in front, chopping at that one. And that was Kevin Moriarty. Couldn't get it on goal right in front of the net. And the referee's arm up. This is a penalty coming up on Marshfield. I wasn't sure. Extra skater has gotten out there for Barnstable. And Chris Cordero tied up there with Kevin Moriarty. You could hear the Marshfield bench, I could anyway, think that should have been holding, which would have been wild to get that kind of a penalty call on the delayed penalty for Barnstable. This is a hooking call. And this is on Marshfield's Bryce McDonough. So Barnstable's going to go on the power play here now, their first of the game. This will be cleared. Brian Fry. Waits patiently below his goal line. And we'll send it out. What happened there with Will Martone? He fell. Marshfield's going to send this back into Barnstable ice. One man is going to press here on the penalty kill for Marshfield, and then it's going to go back up to neutral where Jake Hemingway sends it back into the Barnstable zone as the seconds tick off this first Barnstable power play. Stopping and passing is Will Martone, and Chris Cordero is going to enter on the right wing. Now this man is going to let it go to Brian Fry, and now it's passed to the near side. Back to the far side. I want to save. On the shot from Cordero, I believe that was. The save was made by the Marshfield goaltender, Aiden Healy. Or was that actually number 19, Jack Scipione? Either way, good save made there by Healy. A little tough to see from this perspective. And here comes a shot. Brian Fry. Save was made, I believe, or it was blocked in front. It's cleared down by Marshfield. There's this man in on the forecheck penalty kill for Marshfield. Griffin Mudge again. It's going to let up. Barnstable will get it out the center. This pass to nobody in a Red Raider jersey on the near side is going to go all the way down for Brady Clark. He's going to try and rip it out. Didn't. Brian Fry's shot blocked. Bounces in front and pushed out of there. This will be a race for the puck. Fry's going to get to it first, so he's got a man right on him. And it's play away from him. That's Nick Sorlitas. And Fry, with just 10 seconds left on the power play for Barnstable, will get it out to neutral. This will be passed across the near side, Dylan Huntington. And Huntington, he's going to go the longest mile across the blue line before he got rid of it. And the man's out of the box, and this is a breakaway. And missing. Dan Kane. Not the penalized player. But Marshfield went back at full strength, and Kane missed a breakaway chance. Could have been a 2-on-0. Right in front. Oh, another chance. That puck sent out in front, and Andrew Guilfoyle missed. Now this shot from Brady Clark rips the stick right out of the hands of Barnstable's Joe Longeal. 2 grade A chances missed by Marshfield. Hammered along near side, Jack Longeal, and it goes out of the Barnstable zone. Clark for Marshfield tried to play it ahead. Too many Red Raider jerseys in the way. Now the handoff for the delayed offsides, and it's down as Barnstable tagged up. Marshfield gets it out the center. Man overskates the puck, and then a big hit on Sam Howell from Marshfield's Bryce McDonough. And as I make sure I look down to identify the correct players there, we've gotten this whistle for a stoppage and play. 8:52 to go here in the second period. Still scoreless. Marshfield ought to be up by at least a goal at this point. I mean, both of those missed chances were on the same shift, so obviously if the first one had gone, and they wouldn't have had things progress the way they did to lead up to the second chance. During the same period of time, not a stoppage of play between the two. On the breakaway chance for Dan Kane, 17, and then Guilfoyle, 16, missed a wide open puck in front. My name is Jim McCabe. This is the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. Barnstable versus Marshfield. And it's a scoreless game here, just about halfway through the game. A shot by Charlie Cola, and that one would not go. Now a little backhander in front, and that was saved. Griffin Mudge's backhander, that one didn't go either. Marshfield's getting chances galore in this game. How are they not up? A shot, something to do with that. is Connor Higgins. Good little shoulder save there on Tim Doyle's hard wrist shot. Doyle gets it out to the line. Fed back to Doyle. Now he's going to spot Jared Wright. He's going to come in, shoots, and Higgins makes that save. Barnstable keeps on surviving. Puck sits there in center, played ahead by Chris Finneran. And Barnstable's going to repossess in its own end. And it's going to be a clear out by Will Martone all the way down into the Marshfield zone, and it's icing on the Barnstable Red Raiders. This game is being brought to you tonight by Carpet Barn, Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor with 3 convenient locations in Falmouth, Mashpee, and Hyannis. Exclusive carpet brands including Bigelow Stainmaster, Lee's, Tigressa, Resista, Innovia Extreme Clean, Invincible, Rustic River, Hydrotech, Belterra Tile, Laminate for Life, and Voyager Exotic Floors. Visit Carpet Barn, carpet1falmouth.com, or call 508-296-8189. Out the center from Marshfield. And now they're going to get into offensive ice, and Higgins makes another save as he glances away that offering from Nick Sorlidis. Unlike the first period, Barnstable, they're still surrendering chances, but they're not spending minutes and minutes of time defending. Another zone entry from Marshfield, and once again, this one's short-lived and passed along, and no idea the puck was coming to him was Colby Pearsall. He was heading off for the change. Marshfield's going to take advantage of this now. Puck is played back. Glove save. Higgins on the shot from Kevin Moriarty. .5:57 to go in the second period. Face off win for Marshfield. A blocker save for Higgins on the shot from Bryce McDonough. Cleared out by the Red Raiders. Down to the Marshfield zone, short of icing. It'll be picked up in his own end and skated from behind the net by Charlie Kolar. Off the glass, far side, out to center ice. Now this is played ahead. Barnstable tried to step across the line, couldn't do it. It's going to bounce back to Kevin Monahan, and he'll play it ahead. Marshfield's going to repossess, D-to-D pass, and that continues here as they evade the oncoming Barnstable forecheck. It has gotten out, quickly smashed back into center ice from his own zone by Jack Longeal, and now sent into the Barnstable zone with 5 minutes and change remaining here in the second. Still, no score. Connor Higgins, save after save after save. And the man tried to step in, almost got all the way through. Kevin Monahan. This pass is offside. The pass to Tim Doyle, and an ooh and an ah from the Marshfield bench. Remarkable number of folks that are watching. You Barnstable people are really good about sharing the info for the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. I think it has something directly to do with those numbers. Don't forget that if you can't watch this game live, you can watch it on archive, and also I got the highlights up. I got you. I got you. Now down to about 4.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Who's going to crack that first egg? Will Martone out to center for Barnstable. Martone in the feet of Chris Cordero. Now he's going to slide around to the far half wall. Shot! Just missing there from Cooper O'Neill. May have been deflected in front. Almost reaching Cordero in the left circle, not quite. Kept alive by Barnstable. Hard to see. My blind spot here is the Barnstable bench as it's along the near side. Now down low. And Marshfield's Jared Wright's going to try and get this out. And this, I thought, went to the Barnstable bench. No, it's out the center. Waiting and waiting, and then sending it back into offensive ice is Will Martone. Nobody there for Barnstable. They're sending new guys out onto the ice. Now this will be picked up and shot on. Higgins makes a routine save on that offering from Griffin Mudge. Hey, as long as Griffin Mudge wants to take shots, that's fine by me. I'll call that name all night. Hammer time. Higgins save from Brady Clark and directs that one out of play. 3:19 to go in the second period. If there's something you should know about me during a hockey broadcast, I love fun names. Or I guess other sports as well, but these days I'm primarily focused on hockey. Face-off win for Barnstable in their own zone. And not cleared. Here comes a rip. Save Higgins from Shane Brait's shot. Marshfield's going to try and center. Now they're going to try and wrap. And it bounces off the Barnstable player in front, Will Cogswell. And wide. Almost bounced off Cogswell and in. But it does stay out. That would have been a heck of a way for first goal to be scored here. Pass out to the left point. Nobody there for Marshfield. And so it's going to be blasted back in from neutral by John Jordan. Barnstable given a little bit of time on the free play there on the late offside to get it out. And now it's back in from Marshfield. Here comes a shot. Higgins makes the save, and then he guides it away after Andrew Guilfoyle put it on net. On the end board battle, this will be passed ahead by Jack Scipione. Oh, some trouble for Dylan Huntington. He's going to get help, but he's able to finish it out the center himself, but then it's brought right back in here now by Matt Mullaney, but he's one versus several. He has to give it out, and it'll be sent back in down low. Played along the end boards by Bryce McDonough, who takes a hit from the far half wall shot on, and almost winning that battle right in front of the net was Kevin Moriarty. He would have been one-on-one within touching distance of the Barnstable goaltender Higgins. Off the end boards from Mullaney. And played this way by Jack Longeal for Barnstable, kept in by Marshfield. Shot off the end board, glass rather, from Griffin Mudge. And cleared up by Dylan Huntington out of the Barnstable zone, down the Marshfield ice with the 90 seconds remaining here in the second period. Curse of Jim McCabe, apparently the last game was a low scoring. If you don't like low scoring, if you're a fan of low scoring, then you're fine with this. But this is my second straight game that's been like this. And now a penalty is being called. An interference call. Or there's a holding, actually. That's coming up here. Who's this on? It is on Marshfield. You saw that better than I did. Bryce McDonough. Heads off. Second power play of the game for the Barnstable Red Raiders. Here we go. Late stages of the second period here. Barnstable on its second power play. Brian Fry. He'll pass on over to this man who's going to shovel it. That's Will Martone. And off that contact with the Marshfield skater, puck out the center. Now Chris Cordero will send it back to Brian Fry. And then this is going to go to Martone. And some pressure here, but Cordero picks it up. Now Cordero will go ahead and chase it down low. Jack Scipione is out there, as well as Dylan Huntington on this power play unit. Those are the other players. Will Martone on the line. Wrists. That one just missed. Played on the near side. You hear 30 seconds. That's how much time is left in the period. Brian Fry shot scooped up. Aiden Healy's been quiet. We haven't heard from him in a little bit. We just heard from him there. That low shot was scooped up by him. Now 27.8 seconds remaining in the second period. Some power play time will carry over for Barnstable into the third if they don't score here. Good effort to keep this in. for Barnstable at the point there by one of the Longeals, Jack. Marshfield's going to step out with it, though, on the failed attempt to keep it in. And it's going to go out for the bomb. Higgins the save. On the shot from John Jordan, a hard one. And cleared out, 1 second left. Connor Higgins one additional save here at the end of the second period to keep this a scoreless game. And the drama intensifies here on this scoreless game between a couple of former divisional rivals that are now playing here, nonetheless, like divisional rivals would play. A scoreless game. Great goaltending from Higgins. Not as much action faced by Aiden Healy, but he's still been good in his own regard as well. We got one more period left. Barnstable's got 42 seconds of power play time remaining to start off the third period, and we'll see if they can make the most of it. We'll have the third period for you here at Hobbemock Arena in Pembroke, Massachusetts. This Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week will continue. Bienvenidos, welcome back inside Hobmock Arena in Marshfield, Massachusetts for this Cape Cod High School hockey game of the week. Marshfield and Barnstable are playing in a scoreless game after 2 periods of play. And if you're Barnstable, you've got to consider that a good thing because Connor Higgins has really kept his team in. And Marshfield could easily be up by a few goals at this point on the chances that they have had. But Connor Higgins, large goaltending here in this one. You got a good look at it here as we're just a little bit off center ice. In that second period, you saw some of those saves Higgins was making, and I think Barnstable's going to need a few more of those here from Connor Higgins in the third period as we are underway. Yeah, a little bit of a camera adjustment here in the third period, so you might not be able to see down that way nearly as well, so a little bit more obstruction, but the angle is also a lot less severe, so got to play with things a little bit. This is going to be icing on John Jordan, isn't it? Oh, no, we're still on the power play for Barnstable. It's down for 15 seconds. How easily I have forgotten. And another hammer down the ice from John Jordan. And yeah, that's all honky-dory. No icing here as Barnstable's power play is down to another 5 seconds. So we are almost back to even strength. Marshfield, last time they had a penalty, and they were able to spring the man that made it back to even strength, but not this time. That was the second power play of the game for Marshfield. With this and passing it, Tim Doyle from the corner, now on the half wall. Doyle gets us back, and he'll give it down to the goal line. Higgins looks along as that one slung on net by Griffin Mudge. And that's always a scary thing when you watch your goaltender look back. That normally could possibly mean he doesn't have it. But then the whistle did blow, as apparently the official determined that there was enough possession there. Oh, and this off the face-off pass to Bryce McDonough almost went. And so did that second chance after that. Matt Mulaney in front. And skated across his own line by Jake Hemingway. Loose in neutral, played back from his own blue line by the Barnstable skater. But Marshfield's going to get back in here, and the clear by Barnstable attempt failed. Shot missing from Jake Hemingway. Hemingway out in center ice will send it back into Barnstable territory, and this is going to be deemed icing. You may notice there's not nearly as many people here tonight as is traditionally the case when these two teams get together here in Marshfield. I got several reasons for why. It's a weekday, it's cold outside, and also a lot of the Marshfield fan contingent, they're busy with the basketball team and others as well, so they're spread out a little thin. Well, that's why we're here. And they can watch later. Anybody who wanted to come to this game here tonight. Now it's going to be John Jordan clearing it out of his zone for Marshfield. And played in from neutral by Nick Sorlidis. It's going to be whacked on goal there from Griffin Mudge. Count that as a save. Mudge looking to go top left corner there. And not missing by much. Now Brian Fry will give this to Chris Cordero. Cordero will push it in from neutral and head off for the change. So this is going to be John Jordan all day to skate it along and get it out the center. And they're going to put this as icing on Marshfield. will be a face-off to the left of Aiden Healy. Officials chat with one another. One of them goes to the Marshfield bench, and that prompts a coach on the Marshfield bench to shout things to the players that are on. The shot comes in right off the face-off. Save was made Healy on that shot from Jack Longeal. Heads up, out of play. That one almost got the stick rack. That's what's behind us. Nice wooden wheeled stick rack with the Marshfield logo. That must have taken a carpenter a while to make. Face-off win for the Rams. And it's going to be played out to neutral, but not doing anything with that in time was Bryce McDonough for Barnstable to take and play back into the Marshfield end. This is McDonough again in his own zone, ran into a little bit of traffic, but escaped through. And now backhanded along from his own blue line by Jake Hemingway. And now this is broken up. Matt Mullaney. And then head for a shot on goal there. Save was made by Higgins. Now patiently waiting at the left point there, Jake Hemingway to sling it along. Puck below the goal line from the far corner. Barnstable played to get it out, and they do get it out to center ice now. And this bounces into Marshfield ice. Barnstable's sending new players. They have short shifts here in this third period. Shorter, I think, than the first two periods. And that's, of course, not necessarily the first time anything like that's happened in a game. Game goes on, players get tired, and the shifts do need to get shorter, and it's noticeable here for the Red Raiders. Tim Doyle knocked down Cooper O'Neill, and now it's on for a shot that eventually gets the glass. Now the center quiet start to this third period as we're 5 minutes plus in. Neither team looking at the moment like they might register a goal anytime soon, but it is hockey. Things can change in an instant. Putting on the back skate, Cooper O'Neill, and going behind his net. Now he'll on the forehand play it from the near side, and it goes down to the Marshfield zone. And once again, Barnstable's get new players out on the ice on the short shift. Oh! Higgins! Got down there as the puck was coming in the crease. What did I say? Things can change in an instant. And they almost just did there. That was close. Whistle and a stoppage. Not sure what that stoppage was for. We're gonna put this face off in neutral. To be 100% honest, how even did that puck get into that circumstance of Higgins needing to dive out? You saw it a little bit better than I did in real time. You've got to remember I got a lot of things going on here, but you saw it, and you saw that effort from Higgins as well as you can on the far end of the ice. All right, so this is no icing as this puck goes into the Marshfield zone. Definitely Higgins' biggest save in this contest. Or I don't even know if that went as a shot on goal. It was nudged out in front is what it looked like. We stay scoreless. Man-can center for Marshfield. Now he's going to try and pass out in front, rejected again. This is Kolar. Pass to the right circle. Marshfield just doesn't have a lot of room here. Barnstable with the tight defense. And now the rip out to center is going to work for Riley McDonald. Sent back in by Marshfield, and now cleared out by Barnstable down the ice. And icing is called on Barnstable with 7 minutes and 55 seconds to go. In this third period, and this face-off will come up here in the Barnstable zone. Face-off win for the Red Raiders in their own zone. Rung around near side, cleared out by Dylan Huntington. Brian Fry is in on this, and he's going to get to this puck. He was 1 versus 2, and Marshfield survives that threat. It's going to go back for the play out of the rink by Cooper O'Neill. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Carpet Barn, Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor. 3 convenient locations in Falmouth, Mashpee, and Hyannis. Check out exclusive warranty options up to the life of the installation to cover any possible soils or stains. Carpet Barn Carpet One offers a healthier living flooring installation system, the first antimicrobial flooring installation system to keep allergens, dust, mildew, and mold away. Visit carpetbarncarpet1falmouth.com or call 508-296-8189. Still scoreless. Barnstable and Marshfield. This is sent in off the glass by Nick Sorlidis. And a lot of this third period has been spent far into the ice. We set up here for the Barnstable shoots twice end, but here in this third, we haven't seen a lot of Barnstable shooting at all. And could we be heading to a scoreless tie? There's still 6:53 to go in the third period. Shot sticks at least one, maybe two. How many? Just the one. That one flying there out of the Barnstable player's hand. Now it's entered into the offensive zone. Here's a man coming in for Barnstable to shoot. Jack Longiel, the save is made by Aiden Healy. A little bit of noise from the Marshfield bench. They're trying to galvanize their team. 6.5 to go in the third. Here's skate for Andrew Guilfoyle to get it out. Oh, but Barnstable almost was able to bring it back in. This is offside. Some labored breathing out there. These teams are both skating very hard here tonight. Face-off win for the Rams. And man gets hit a couple of times for Marshfield. Was Michael Fulham, first time we're calling that name. This pass does not go cleanly to the man in the left circle, Shane Brait. Had it gone cleanly, he could have ripped and had a really good chance there. Marshfield in another situation here where it's an almost. .6:05 to go in the third. The penalties have been at a minimum. Both teams have received 2 power plays. Into the Marshfield zone. Still no score. Brian Fry on this. Digging away. There's another Barnstable player in there, but there's 3 Marshfield players that were in front of him versus Fry. It was basically 1 versus 3 there for Fry. Still working on this. He's got Chris Cordero. They've gone so well together. Now Marshfield's going to go the other way. But this will be taken back. Dylan Huntington will pass off the stick of Brian Fry, and it'll be ripped into Barnstable ice by Bryce McDonough. Now Fry stays out there, and maybe this will be a long shift for these players. Well, Cordero's heading off now, so maybe not. Jim McCabe here with you for the Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. Barnstable Marshfield, late moments of the third. No score. Little backhander, that's an easy save for Healy from Nicholas Leone. Hang on, Barnstable's not done here yet. Moves from Joe Longeal, didn't pay off quite. Now from the line, Martone's shot. That was Will Martone. And Barnstable is trying to progress further from there, but instead Marshfield's McDonough takes it. Rips! Did that go in? No, I don't know. Oh man, what happened there? Well, the save, I guess, was made by Connor Higgins. I can't believe that one. That looked like it almost fooled him, but he made the recovery at the last moment. That must be what happens. The Marshfield players on the ice didn't protest. The player that shot that, his reaction was of disbelief, not of that went in and protest. So another terrific save by Connor Higgins. 4.5 to go in the third period. Kept in by Marshfield. On this is Doyle. Below the goal line. Out to the right point, shuffling the feet, and the shot from Charlie Clark, and then put in! Finally, on the follow-up by Tim Doyle. Marshfield breaks through. 4:13 to go in the third. Kolar picked up the primary assist. He was the guy that got it on. And the secondary assist there as well, and I couldn't hear that one. Passed out in front. Here comes a shot from the left circle. That one won't go from Jake Hemingway. Down to 3:40 in the third. The goal from Tim Doyle is the only one now. Dumped in, and look at Barnstable. I think they're going to ramp up the urgency now. Brian Fry. Going to try and get this back. Fry, and a man right on him. He's going to sweep it out to the point. Here comes the rip. That misses from Jack Conway. Kept in far side by Jack Longeal. Brian Fry almost got that in front to Chris Cordero. And then off the boards from Brait. This is going to be gotten back by Barnstable. Fry's shot was blocked. Sent deep by Jack Conway. This is a critical shift here. This is going to be cleared by Marshfield, and I think they're going to luck out here, yeah. Goes in on Higgins, so no icing. Marshfield gets the change. That's a big break. That shift there. Oh, man, a man crashing in here for Marshfield. Almost forced that off the Barnstable stick for a shot, but no. So now it's going to be moved the other way. Stopping here is Howell, Sam Howell for Barnstable, but this puck's going to go out. On that brief zone entry for Barnstable, less than 2.5 to go in the third. Oh, and here comes Howell. He's going to pass in front and couldn't connect to Nicholas Leone. Another shot from the far side by Will Martone goes wide. Now this is offered intentionally wide of the net, or maybe not, from Cooper O'Neill anyway. Reaching out for a shot that was going wide was the goaltender Healy. Bunked off of Healy's goal stick from well below the goal line by Joe Longeal. A second try after that goes off metal. And now out from John Jordan. Jordan's shot, and that goes out of play. I'm not sure if this went off of a Barnstable stick. We might have a face-off in the Barnstable zone. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Barnstable's going to try and salvage this. Maybe Higgins is going to the net soon. Going to the bench. Barnstable can't clear, and Higgins isn't going to go anywhere if this keeps up. 1:20 to go in the third. Barnstable finally gets it out. So many seconds off the clock. Sent back deep by Bryce McDonough. Zone time has been, if you could give zone time a start of the game, I would for Marshfield in this one. Fry tried to rush ahead. He'll just play it shallow into the Marshfield zone. Less than a minute to go in the third. Onside here, and a man trying to step through on the far side was Tim Doyle, the goal scorer, and he couldn't do it. Higgins remains in his net. Chris Cordero, 1 versus several. There's Barnstable players that aren't coming in. And this will be cleared down into the Barnstable zone. 37 seconds at the time of the tone remaining in this one. Chris Cordero reaches for this. He's going to control. He's going to fire. Healy is going to glove this down. 29.8 seconds left. A face-off win here for Barnstable would go a long way, and a timeout's been called by the Red Raiders. Tim Doyle, the only goal scorer in this one, scored late here in the third period for the Marshfield Rams. Barnstable has an offensive zone draw coming up here. You got to imagine that they're going to probably be out there with 6 skaters. And while this timeout's being taken, I'm going to take this brief opportunity to tell you about the upcoming Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week schedule. Got Mashpee Monomoy at Cardinal Spellman on Saturday. And then next Monday, I have Dennis Yarmouth at Sandwich. Schedule subject to change. Of course, that's the disclaimer I always like to give. 29.8 seconds left. Barnstable's net is indeed empty. And Chris Cordero is going to take this face-off with Brian Fye to his left. And on to his right, Jack Scipione and Dylan Huntington. And off this face-off, the puck's going to go down low. Not controlled cleanly by Marshfield. Played to the near side. And turning with this one to try and get it out was Tim Doyle. He couldn't. It's Huntington. Gets it out in front. Bounces around. Man's going to have to activate from the point, but not in time. Martone has cleared down the ice with 10 seconds left. And man hustling down there for Marshfield. Almost gets to negate the icing there, Tim Doyle. But no, they say face-off in the Marshfield zone. 10 seconds even remaining. Now Fry's going to assume position at the point. It's going to still be Cordero taking this face-off versus Marshfield's Matt Mullaney. Tied up there, eventually won. Oh, but it's pushed along here. Cordero, he's going to try and get it on net. He can't. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Shutout for Aiden Healy. Shutout for Aiden Healy, and Marshfield wins this one by a score of 1-0 over Barnstable. This was a goaltender duel. Connor Higgins did as much as he could in this one, but ultimately Marshfield broke through, and then Barnstable had a few late third period face-offs, but ultimately unable to get the game tied. Marshfield wins by a score of 1-0. The only goal scored in this one going to Tim Doyle. Doyle almost would have ended it there and made it so that Barnstable didn't get that last face-off if he had been able to get to that icing point. He hustled, but Barnstable got one more face-off out of it. But Marshfield holds on here from Chili Hobbenbach Arena in Pembroke tonight. My name is Jim McCabe. Thank you so much for watching this Cape Cod High School Hockey Game of the Week. Back on for more in no time at all. Follow me on Twitter, Jim_McCabe_40 for all my latest happenings and highlights. So long for now. Have a good night.